Hi, I'm Ethan here, the founder of PolicyWoke.
So what is this PolicyWoke? What is it about?
PolicyWoke is actually a company that deals with second-hand insurance policies. We do buying and selling of incepted policies, which means policies that already people bought and may intend to sell.
Can you explain how this buying and selling of policy works in simple terms?
We talk about the buying side first, where the company buys over a policy.
Yeah.
Okay. So there'll be times where people who do not want their insurance policy, especially like their savings plan or whole life plans. So that is where they will approach us, get a quotation for the value of their policies. Then we will give them a quote, and once they are happy with the quote, they may proceed and we will go to the customer center or help them to submit to the insurers to take over the policy. Okay, for the selling side, once we submitted the form to the insurance company, so we own the policy already. So they will buy over from us instead of from the original policy holder.
What do they have to do when they want to, for example, sell a policy to you? And then what do the other party have to do when they want to buy a policy from you?
So when you want to sell a policy to us, right, you submit the policy details to us, like for example, how much have you paid, what is the remaining amount to pay, what is the maturity, when does the money come out. So you submit this information to us, then we'll do some back-end calculation. Once we are ready with the policy, we'll tell you, okay, this is the amount that we're willing to pay you. So definitely it will be higher than the surrender value, because if it's not higher, who will want to sell to us? We will offer something like at least about maybe 3 or up to 10% of the surrender value. Once it's done, we'll go to the insurance office, submit the assignment form. Then the insurance company receive the form, officiate the name change, then it will belong to us already. So that's for selling to us. So when you're buying, it's actually the same process. Sometimes the policyholder or maybe the buyer may not have so much time to go down. Then we can actually submit the assignment form either by mail or drop it to their customer office, and we will take a photo of course when we're submitting, so that at least we let the other person know, okay, we have done that. Then we wait for about up to 14 days to fully process the name change.
If someone has really bought the endowment plan, which I understand is like a savings kind of plan, why would someone want to sell the policy?
There are many various reasons to it. Okay, so the most common one that we have met with, they have some change in their financial situation. Like for example, they lost a job, and maybe their new employer cannot pay them that high. There's some cash flow issue already, so they can't pay up. So you're like, okay, I have to give you up already, no choice. Then that is the more common one. There are some less common ones, like they are going through divorce, then they want to split the asset. So it's difficult to split. I mean, you still have to wait 15 years for that policy, and like, okay, why not we do it now? But if they surrender to the insurance company, the value is low. So if they surrender to us, at least higher. That's the less common case. We also have people, because they are work permit holders or they are foreign workers. So they come to Singapore, maybe they bought the policy, and maybe their employer doesn't want to continue, or they could not continue being in Singapore, or they relocate a country. So they do not want to service the policy anymore, and because they need to pay in Singapore dollar, that's one, and they have to be in Singapore. They have to maintain a bank account in Singapore to make payment. So it's going to be a hassle, quite a lot of hassle. So some of them may not want to go through that process. So they will just give it up. So these are the more common issues.
What about the buying? Why don't they just get a new policy?
Okay, if you buy a new one, some is you pay 20 years, 20 years later you get the money. Some is you pay 5 years, you wait another 15 years, you get the money. So insurers are so creative. What they lack is, number one, let's say if I have a huge lump sum and I still want to contribute regularly, insurers don't have such a plan. Number two is because the tenure, which means the time that you need to get the money, for most new policies, even the earliest 10 years. For us, we can even find like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years to maturity. So within like 5, 6, 7 years, they can get the money back. Then the last case is, let's say they have a huge sum of money. They don't know where to put their money, and they see that traded endowments do have a higher return than ordinary new endowments. Second-hand policies actually offer higher returns compared to new savings policy.
I understand there's quite a few companies really doing this, right? Like I think Max Capital,
Yes.
Conservation Capital, and a few others.
Correct.
So why did you decide to start your own company?
At that moment, I didn't think so much. I was a financial advisor before. We need a lot of people who don't know what to do with their policy. From there, I started to research and found that actually it might be a good idea to do maybe a report on such a whole life plan, endowment plan. But there is not much demand for report writing. When you report to others, okay, how's your endowment doing?
Okay.
What is the projected return, all that. But I still want to help people. If I can buy over their policy, that would also be very helpful to them. It's actually helping them directly from the source rather than giving them just a report where. So at the top, we didn't think so much. But once we realized that there are actually quite a few companies doing it, then we start to see, oh, what is our competitive advantage?
That was one thing I asked you.
Because of new companies like us coming up, right? You can start to see that now that people are selling to us are getting higher. So with more competition, right? Then people can start to offer different variety of prices. Then number two, the speed of the transaction. So maybe last time when we were looking at other companies, they may take up to 14 days just to make payment. For us, we are looking at trying to cut it down to maybe 2 to 3 days. Us, we are also currently working with another traded endowment company. So because there are some policies that may not be attractive to us, but may be attractive to another company. So if we collaborate, it will actually help the industry. So we actually do collaboration with others. So you'll be assured that if there is a quotation, you'll definitely be one of the better quotes out there.
Actually, this is the first time I've heard of selling and buying of an endowment plan. Is it very popular in Singapore?
For the last 13 years, because the first company came up at about 13 years ago. So when they started, it is not very popular. Nobody knows. But over the years, I think people have been getting more savvy. They start to understand that, okay, there is something called traded endowments. And of course, we have been trying to do a lot of marketing to tell others, okay, there is such a product.
Is it legal?
Definitely, because you need to go through the insurance office, and for every policy accepted, it must be MAS regulated. So only the process where we buy and sell, that one is like a commercial agreement.
Then how do people normally reach you out?
I would say it's a combined effort by the industry, because you see there's Max Capital, they are doing their own kind of marketing. Some of them through radio, through newspaper. For us, we are more towards forums, financial forums like Sydney, or if Dollars and Cents, we got do talk with them before we know them. So we also have our own SEO. So our website, we have our own website where there's marketing done for SEO. So they do. If they ever heard of us, they can just search our name. They'll see. If they're not heard of us, they search traded endowments. They will see quite a number of companies, including us, definitely.
You have any other things you want to say to the audience?
Be open to new things, because from there, then you can know whether are there better deals out there for you or not. If you are always close, right, you don't know. But of course, nowadays scams are rampant. I just recently saw a YouTube ad saying Singaporeans don't have to work anymore. Elon Musk have a new
I've seen that.
a trading profitable 98%, that kind of scams. Then we also have other scams that ask people to download some software into their handphone. Can be selling or buying cheap 猫山王 or very good cheap cleaning services, 2 hours, $20 only. So please do not fall for such too good to be true scams. So be very worried, but be open, but be worried.
I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope this video has given you a clear understanding of what Traded Endowment Policies is all about. I hope you understand the process of buying and selling of Traded Endowment Policy. If you need any further information, you can visit PolicyWoke's website for more information. If you like this kind of video, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye bye.